Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy has announced that there are going to be close to 18,000 layoffs in Amazon this year. Huge, 6% of its entire corporate workforce getting laid off. In this video, we are going to analyze two things. Number one, how Amazon is approaching this entire cost cutting scenario, and two, why Amazon is cutting costs right now. And before we jump into the discussion, I would love for you to know two business terms. Number one, right sizing. Number two, cost centers. If you already know these terms, please jump into the next section. Now, what is cost center? Teams, departments, functions within any organization which directly don't contribute to the profitability of a company are called as cost centers. For example, HR teams. They themselves don't get revenues to an organization. They help people in the company perform better so that company can get revenues. The second example could be an accounting team or a research and development team. All these teams help the employees in the organization perform better. And hence, whenever there is a layoff happening, these are the first teams that are getting impacted. The second thing that you also need to know is right sizing. If an organization is cutting down employees, the entire organization, then it's called as downsizing. But if it's only cutting down employees from a few departments, few teams, few business units, at the same time hiring at other places, it's called as right sizing, where the emphasis on cutting costs where there is no profitability and increasing the employee headcount where there is growth. And Amazon is exactly doing these two things. Now, jumping into the news, the CEO very clearly mentioned that they are getting started with HR vertical. Obviously, because it's a cost center and it's not going to impact their revenues in the long term, at least that's what they believe. The second thing that Amazon CEO has already mentioned, in fact 3 months back when they announced the layoffs initially, was they are going to cut down business units that are not performing very well. For example, in India, there are 3 business units that they have shut down. First one, Amazon Academy, the EdTech initiative. The second one, Amazon Food Delivery. And the third one, Amazon Wholesale Delivery. All these 3 business units had a lot of potential but are currently loss-making. Hence, the decision to shut off. However, at the same time, Amazon is also investing in a lot of other areas. For example, they committed to invest $4.4 billion in their AWS division for launching their second AWS region within Hyderabad, India. Now you can see it's not boom to bust for Amazon completely. However, they are now being more defensive or focusing on their strengths rather than being offensive in potential risky and also high reward scenarios. Now this is how Amazon is approaching. The functions and departments are pretty clear and the business units are also pretty clear. The fundamental aspect that you also need to understand is why Amazon is doing this right now. Well, for a huge company like Amazon, it's fine if they hire a few people a few quarters before they hit their goals, right? But still they are cutting down because there is a potential recession that is about to hit US and UK markets. We are not sure about the Indian market yet. Hence, they want to make sure that they are ready to face the recession for however long it might be. Hence, all these layoffs. That is the reason why companies which have had a massive revenue growth because of the pandemic are now cutting down costs, but also companies which did not have any kind of impact on their revenues because of COVID are also cutting down their costs. For example, Lyft, which is a competitor to Uber in the US market. Well, nobody was using Lyft during the pandemic scene, right? But still, they are now cutting down employees, believing that, hey, this 2023 is going to be a rough year and they just want to be prepared for it. And they want to focus now on profitability, just like any other startup. The question is, this is a vicious cycle. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. The reason being, whenever there is a recession coming up, the entire customer spending goes down. And when the customer spending goes down, the profitability, the revenues of organizations will go down, which lead to layoffs. And these layoffs lead to, again, lesser spending. So this is the vicious cycle. And we would love to see that, hey, this cycle coming to an end sooner rather than later. Now, if you and I are corporate employees, what do? We should potentially avoid industries which are facing a lot of heat right now. EdTech industry is one of them. Technology industry is also another. If you have an offer from a technology company, if you have an offer from an EdTech company, it is also a wise move if you can have a second offer or a third offer. Just in case if things don't go the way they need to go, you already have a backup plan. Hope this video makes sense to you. Please do press on that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Would give me a lot of motivation to continue making more such videos. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.